Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today I'm filming my September TBR, and if you have read the title for this video, it is Sci-Fi September. So Sci-Fi September is a readathon happening in September, obviously, and it is a readathon focused on reading sci-fi books. When this was announced, I knew I wanted to do it at once, and then a lot of other readathons were announced after I already decided to do this, but I have decided to do those other readathons at another time because my heart had been invested and already chosen out all the books I wanted to read for this readathon, and I'm very excited. Sci-Fi September is created by Sajid from the channel Bookstart My Social Life, and also the co-hosts we have Kathy, Jessie and Kelly, and I of course leave their channels and like announcement videos down below so you can check it out, and also the Twitter for the readathon so you can read more about the readathon and if you want to join. So there is a whole Bing board for the readathon with 16 different challenges. Of course you don't need to read 16 books, you can double up etc with the challenges, but being me, I of course chose 16 books because I can't do a readathon without going fully out, which is why I couldn't actually do any other readathons. The other readathons, by the way, I'm talking about is Magical Readathon and Bookclub, and both of those I will be doing in other months, either early next year or later this year, because I am really excited for those, but it is a lot for me if I was gonna do all of them at once. So I just have a lot of exciting reading months coming up and I'm excited for that. I have chosen 16 sci-fi books for this video. I have realized that I have 31 books on my TBR altogether and I want to cry. I don't actually know if I will make it. I will push hard like I'm pregnant and pushing out a baby, and I'm sure it all will be fine. So before even going into sci-fi books and what I will read for each challenge, I will just talk quickly about the books I'm reading for God of Info season, which is my seasonal reading challenge. I read 4 books every month and I will be doing a little vlog for this, and I will leave an announcement video for this down below if you're interested to join me. But yeah, I would just show them here. I don't usually talk too much about them. So first we have To Sleep in the Sea of Stars by Christopher Paolini, which I will listen to audiobook on because I don't have time to read this. No, joking. But yeah, I really do want to listen to the audiobook on this, so I'm excited. Then we have True Blood Book 3, which is a continuation of the True Blood series, or Saki Staka series as it is called. Brightest by Helen Huang, and Girl Serpent Thorn by Melissa Doust. So yeah, those 4 books were my first 4 reads. This book does fit for, you know, Sci-Fi September of course, but I didn't take it in those challenges to make it extra hard for myself because I don't like doubling up on challenges, which is why I'm stuck here today crying over my September TBR. So now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about the 16 challenges for Sci-Fi September and what I chose for the different prompts. I'm so excited. I chose this TBR like weeks ago. I've been so excited to film this. Just a little note before like I talk about these books is that I didn't think I had that many sci-fi books. I had a lot more, at least I hadn't read than I thought, and I tried to pick as much as I could that I already read to not spend too much money, which I guess makes my TBR not as diverse as I wanted it to, but that is just life sometimes. And some I had decided to buy, but then I realized I had other things that fit on my shelf, so I just really trying to read things already on my TBR. But there was other options for all of these, and a lot of these also like, what's it called, could be another challenge, but I just fit something in where it fit. Okay, let's start. First we have Unheard Of or Unhyped. For that I have chosen version 0 by David Yoon. David Yoon is a quite popular YA author, I would say. He is married to Nicola Yoon, and also like his first book was a New York Times bestseller, but this book only had like 500 ratings on Goodreads last time I checked, and I think under 1k I would say it's pretty underhyped and not talked about that much. So I think that this fit for the challenge. I think it's like a thriller sci-fi, it's also adult, and I bought this as soon as it got out. I'm really excited that I fit it into my TBR, so that will be my first read. The next challenge is a classic. There is a lot of classic sci-fi and I chose the only option I could and I'm scared. So we have Dune by Frank Herbert. I don't know why I'm gonna do this to myself. It is only 600 pages. I thought it was like 1000, but here we are. I have this beautiful edition I got for my birthday. I am excited. I do want to watch the movie and I have been wanting to read it for a while, but I think that this kind of sci-fi will be so complicated for me that I will be lost. But yeah, I actually have no idea what this is about, but obviously it is a classic. It fits really well for the challenge. I was planning to read it this year before the movie anyway. It is the perfect excuse. But yes, I am completely and utterly terrified. Next challenge is called Nonspace, or like, I have shortened it down in my journal, so I don't actually remember what each challenge is called directly, but like something that's not set in space. And for that, I just chose The Toll by Neil Schusterman, which is the final book in an arc of a Sky series. And this one is set on Earth in the future and people don't die anymore. So it is sci-fi, but like a bit of like dystopia sci-fi, but I would say that dystopia is a part of the sci-fi genre at least. So I am counting it. Yeah, and I'm excited to actually get to this because this was on my list of books I want to finish this year. So I'm just getting in so many things in this readathon and I'm so excited. Next prompt is time travel. I had like several options on this that I could buy, but then I realized I had something on my shelves from before, which is The Love That Split the World, that has time travel in it. I have no idea what it's about. I got it in a subscription box many years ago. Emily Henry is now really known for writing like adult rom-com, and I really do want to check those out too. But I have this, and it always has time travel in it. So yeah, it's sci-fi. So it's like the perfect opportunity to get to books that I have for a really long time. Really, I don't know what to tell you how excited I am for my picks, okay? Then the next challenge is to have a sci-fi book with fantasy elements, and I went with The Mime Order by Samantha Shannon. This is the second book in the Bone season, and it is like futuristic, kinda, they have like powers, so it is like a sci-fi kinda, but like also very fantasy heavy. So I think this fit really well, and then I realized it's like a million pages long, so I regretted picking it. But like, I don't know, I do want to continue the series even though I wasn't a big fan of the first one. It's sci-fi and fantasy. I'm gonna comment on this every time, but I think my picks worked pretty well, so I'm just happy. And then for a sci-fi book that is set in the global south, we have The Rosewater Insurrection by Ted Thompson. This is the second book in the Wormwood trilogy, and it's basically like they're in Nigeria and it's like people have gotten power since like this alien thing landed there, and then like our main character has like telekinesis kinda, if I remember correctly. I read it earlier this year, the first one, but very excited to pick up the second one, and here we are. Perfect excuse for this readathon. I bought it exclusively for this, so that was one of the books I bought. Then for the next challenge, it's like speculative fiction or like contemporary science fiction. For that, I just went with The Dazzling Heights by Catherine McGee. This is a sci-fi series. This is the second book in the series. Look at me picking up sequels. But I chose this because it's basically like Gossip Girl but set in space, and like it's a lot of like human drama. Basically it's very much a contemporary book, just that like it's set in the future. So I think like this again fits so well for the challenge. Look at me doing the job. And yeah, I had this for a long while, so it's time for me to read the sequel. I read the first book. It was entertaining but a bit like I'm reading this. I think it fits well. And then the next challenge is like an alien or like alien presence in the book, and this might be the one that I stretched a bit, but I picked Monsters of Men by Patrick Ness, which is the third and final book in a Case Walking trilogy. And here we are interacting with other species than humans that live on this planet. So I do think that the alien presence is there, but I don't know if you can actually call them aliens, because who is really the aliens in the book? I could say if you read it. I don't want to spoil anything, but I do think it fits still. Kind of just wanted an excuse to finish the series, which is also on my list for this year, I think. So I'm just doing groundwork for myself. And yeah, I don't know why I picked the thickest books I could find, but I'm dealing with it inside right now. I skipped over a challenge, but it's fine. It's not like we need to go in a certain order, but it was a Robert/IA Presence challenge. And for that I picked Starsight by Sanderson. Here we have like a talking ship. Like it basically has a personality and everything. I would call it's a ship, but it's like technologies. I would call it a robot/AI presence. I think it fits. And also there's like other sci-fi elements to it. So yeah, I'm re-listening this to the audiobook. I tried to make a couple of my books into audiobooks, make it easier for myself. But yeah, so I'm reading this on audiobook after I read To Sleep in the Sea of Stars, and I'm very excited to continue with the series. And then we have the one book I think I don't have yet, which is like queer/LGBTQ+ representation, and for this I chose Winter's Orbit by Evina Maxwell, I think the name is. I have ordered this, but it's not here yet. Probably coming like this week. And this has an Emma Romance, I believe, and I've been hearing so much about it this year, so I picked this. I have other books that could fit this now, but I already decided on one and then I have a hard time changing my mind, so here we are. I did so well picking older books on my TBR because the next challenge was to pick a non-human main character, and I picked These Broken Stars by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner, and here one of the main characters is an alien. I don't know which one of them, I think the dude, and then they fell in love, so it totally counts as one of the main characters being an alien. This could also go for the, you know, the alien challenge, but I have another book for that, so we are rolling. And then we have the short story challenge, and I could not of course pick anything other than All Systems Red by Martha Wells, which is the first book in the Murderboard series, which I heard so much about, and I did order it, yes, for this challenge, and I've just wanted to read them now for a really long time. I feel like I'm really gonna love it, and I'm like scared and excited at the same time to be so hyped for something, but what if it lets me down? I will be so sad. This also had like a robot main character, I think, or yeah, so it could fit for that challenge, for example, and I'm just so excited to read so much sci-fi, but to finally start this series. But yeah, actually, so happy. Then the next challenge is called like water, so it's like something focused on one rather in like the plot or how it's set, and like I had actually several options for this I could think of at once, and I decided to go with a book that's been on my TBR for literal years. I don't remember when I even bought it. I bought it like in an old local bookstore that now doesn't exist anymore because they moved, so it's been like a couple of years, and that is The Rain by Virginia Bergen. Someone tell me if you read this, but it's like a bit old YA, when like dystopia YA was like, you know, it was the only thing that was being released. And this one is like, it's dangerous to go out in rain, you die. And I thought that concept was cool when I bought it. And now I had it for so many years that I didn't want to read it anymore. But then this challenge came and I was like, it is time. It was released in 2014, so I guess no, not that many years ago, but still in the hype of YA dystopia. And I was just like, this is my chance. I also even had like another book on my TBR, which I should maybe have read instead, since that's a sequel and this is a new series. But I chose to go with this because I just feel like I could not choose this for this challenge. I was really struggling to find this book because I'd hidden it away, but the next challenge was like something that's hyped or like really popular, and I feel I couldn't go in almost anything other than this, which is The Long Way to a Small and Angry Planet by Becky Chambers, which I know is very character driven, has a lot of LGBT rap, and it's like super hyped. Like so many people have been talking about this for a really long time. I had this for a long time as well on my shelves, and I was like, it is time to read this. I just had to see like when it was released. It is time to read this, so here I am. I even have the sequel. I also read my first Becky Chambers book earlier this year and I really liked it, so now I'm even more hyped for this. Next challenge is a book with steampunk in it, and I then ended up choosing The Alloy of Law by Sanderson, which is like a very much a fantasized steampunk, I would say, but also a bit of sci-fi. Maybe not like as sci-fi as later Mistborn books will be, but this is at 300 years after the first trilogy, and I have read The Alloy of Law before. Haven't read the rest of the series, and I'm very excited to continue it, but I am currently rereading the whole series, and this is the next one, and this is like actually steampunky. I fit this in because I do want to continue, like, you know, with all the things I'm reading, and I'm very happy. I will also listen to the audiobook, and it's not that long, so I will definitely get time to do 2 other ones, and then this like short one in the end. And I'm very excited. It's been a few years now, and I remember when I read this, I read it like right after the main series, and I was so sad, so I haven't continued after this, but it is time. And then for the last challenge for Sci-Fi September, we have a book that was recommended to you, either, I don't know, by like watching something or like have someone recommend something to you, and I chose another super hyped sci-fi book, which I had for ages. You do realize I have a lot of books I bought and had for a million years, you can tell really by this TBR, and that is Red Rising by Pierce Brown, which is super hyped. I've seen a billion people recommend it in different videos, so I can definitely say that this has been recommended to me. It is time to start it. When will I read the sequels? I don't know, but I'm excited. I could, for example, have read the sequel to A Long Way Planet thing, but I want different things. So here we are. That was the 16 books I chose for September. My 4 books for God of Favorite Season. And then, of course, in between every second physical book I read a graphic novel or manga. So there's even more, which I will quickly go through. Oh my god, I forgot my book club pick. I'm sorry. So for Faes, which is my book club, that I'm co-hosting. We read queer sci-fi fantasy every single month, and our September book is Freshwater by Akwaeke Emezi, and this one I don't know that much about, but I know it's like more of a magical realism book, etc., and I'm very excited for it. It will be my first Akwaeke book, and am I ready? Probably not, but yeah, join my book club down below. It's links there. Be reading this in September. So first of all, I have decided in honor of Sci-Fi September, I will be rereading the volumes of Saga I have, because it's been a few years since I read them. I do want to continue with the Saga series, but I do want to reread them before, and I thought this was the perfect opportunity. So I only have volume 1 to 3, and I already read them before, but I will be rereading these 3 in between every psychophysical book. Excited to experience this again, and then pick up more of the series as I go, because it's been a while. I think this will be my whole pile of manga. So I have Demon Slayer Volume 7, To Your Eternity Volume 2, Bungo Stray Dogs Volume 12, and Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 5, Land of the Lustrous Volume 1, and this will be a reread because I want to continue the series, but it's been a really long time, so I want to reread the first one so I can continue and finish the manga series. Finished, is it even completed? I do not know. And then Solo Leveling Volume 2, which is a manhwa, not a manga, but yes, this is my pile. All in all, there's 9 graphic novels and mangas, which granted I will read in like one sitting / one day. Then we have 3 books for God of Info season, plus my book club pick, plus 16 books for Sci-Fi September, but minus 2 audiobooks, which will be 14, and then those 3 audiobooks in the end, which will be 3, and then altogether we have 30 books. Is that math? I don't know. I tried to count and then I just couldn't. I think it's 30 books. I think I might cry. Some of that are much longer than this month that I am in now, like in August. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I think I tried to calculate how much I really should read every day, like more than my usual reading, and it's not making it, so I need to read extra like 2 or 3 days. It's fine. Wish me good luck. This is one of the craziest TBR I made in a while. I'm just so generally excited for my picks though, like how they fit the challenges. It made me really happy. But yay! Wish me luck for this TBR, because I don't have words. Thank you so much for watching. You will see me soon in a new video. Leave any sci-fi related emoji down below. Maybe like a spaceship or an alien head. And you will see me soon. Goodbye.